Louisiana, we are back. And today we're going to be covering a few of our matches here today. One of them being the curb stomping that we received from FIU, 45-7. And with 3 games left on the schedule, it's not looking good for us for as far as conference competing for a conference championship. It looks like mid-Tennessee State and New Mexico State are really hashing it out up there. We stand at the bottom. But we focus our eyes on maybe, clinching a bowl if we can. 4 and 5, we're in the running to maybe get a bowl. I feel like that would really help the school out. The top 25 polls look like this: Georgia, Florida State, Penn State, UCLA. So far, those would be the teams to make the playoffs. But better yet, let's take a look at the playoff ranks. Georgia, Florida State, Penn State, UCLA. There you go. As far as in season recruiting, we're still trying to get these 3 guys. Oh man, going into next offseason, we are going hardcore on focusing on scouting. Just mark my words. All right. And then good news here, we get a win against Western Kentucky. This is a team that struggles just like we do, but we end up beating them in a classic, another LT Jazz classic 1-point win. I'm just assuming 3 field goals in the 4th quarter is what did it for us to get the win over them. But yeah, I really want to focus. So we're sitting at a 5-5 record, which is good. Again, we're pushing for that bowl game this year, but I really want to focus on the scouting. Like, we are in a big hole right now, actually, as a program, barely having enough players to play football. So now I gotta change some things, and I've looked online and figured out a way. Like, we just need to allot more time for scouting, so you get scouting, training, and discipline to allot your time. And so we're gonna do less discipline because we seem to be having a good program. No kids really are getting in trouble or anything, and we're gonna take all that time and put it into scouting. Guys, this next offseason, I mean business. Okay, so we're gonna turn LT Jazz around. Don't you worry. And for right now, we have to bear through a struggling season. Barely beating Western Kentucky there. But okay, so we're 5-5. Moving over to the conference standings again, just to get an updated look. All right, we're 3-3 after that. I don't think anyone's touching New Mexico State and mid Tennessee State. I think those 2 are gonna go for the title. I want to say they played against each other last year for the CUSA Conference Championship, but I can't remember. You guys let me know if I'm wrong. I wanted to take a look here though at as a team, what's going on. So for offense, and we're only going to compare it to our conference. I don't care about the rest of the league, country. Just this conference shows us we cannot score on offense. We don't even have 200 points for our squad. We have a good, at least in this conference, a good defense, right? We have the 2nd best defense, matter of fact, in this conference, but we just cannot score points. Like, our offense is possibly one of the worst offenses in the country, but it's definitely the worst in this conference, at least. Now, looking around the league, I like to show you guys some of the big games. And when I say big, I just mean teams that are ranked high, right? Are trying to make it to that playoff spot. Whether they win or lose, it's actually very, very important for them. So I like to showcase them every now and again. And I just take a look around. Like, UCLA needs to win a game here against a very good Utah, and they can't. So a big upset for UCLA and a possible playoff ending loss right there. Like, that could hurt them. They're definitely going to fall out of the playoffs right now, but there's still time for them to regain it maybe. Georgia, on the other hand, they just continued dominance, 45-21 over Tennessee. And I think that'll do it. I don't see any more that I would like to show you guys. So we got Liberty and another curb stomping. This time worse, 45-3. Now that really sets this next game up for utmost importance, because if we win, we get a bowl game, but if we lose, it's our second year consecutive to not have a bowl game, and it's against none other than Sam Houston State in conference battle, and they're standing at a 5-6 record. So it's the battle of who's going to get the bowl. So this is going to be a huge game. We're going to save it for next episode. But before we end this episode, let's take a look at some stats. We got some things here. Real quick, I just want to talk. Going forward, I've changed the quarter length to 5 minutes. And we do have some LT Jazz records that could be broken next episode. If some of these players can get it done, they can break some records. The quarterback, Casey Anderson, has a chance to break the most passing yards in a single season. All he has to do is throw 119 yards. Now, with our offense, that's less than likely. For the running back, Kevin Hill, he could break a record if he can run the ball and get more than... All he needs is 1 touchdown to set the record. For Morris Johnson, he could set some records here, and Stephen Brewer as well. But for Stephen Brewer, if he gets 90 yards receiving, he will set the receiving yards record. So all he needs is 90. And he could also set the touchdown receptions in a single season record if he can get 2 touchdowns. I'll be honest with you, I don't see a lot of these records being broken just because we struggle to score at all. But the last record that could be broken is Kevin Hill again, our running back. If he can break out somehow and have a game where he runs the ball for 131 yards, he could set the single season rushing yards record. Most importantly, out of all these stats, we need to win this game, because if we win, we get a bowl game, and we haven't had a bowl game since Maximum Football, which was the first ever season LT Jazz ever played, and we, if I can remember, we lost that bowl game. So we really want to bring this school some success. Unfortunately, Nick Daniels never got a chance to show what he could do outside that first season because he took an injury this year. Ultimately, this was a bad year of football. It's not over, though. We can turn it around. If we win this game and get a bowl game, we'll have something to cheer for. So I hope you guys will join me on that. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.